You would think that I would learn, but I simply do not. I once again ran out of room halfway through casting this. So I know how it turns out, I know what everybody does, and that is just no fun for me. But again, I will try not to give anything away. I actually lit off last game talking about how awesome it was that I didn't have to go through this situation. But I didn't clear out my drive. Of course. That's that's just my problem. Okay, here we go into the game. Omni Spective, his next placement match, here on Kulas Ravine once again. We have him as the red Zerg up in the top left corner, against Altered's Ego as the blue Terran in the top right. I know that Omni likes to favor his Hydra play, and against Terran, if he goes for siege tanks, Hydras don't really do that great. So we'll hope that that doesn't happen, because if it does, it's going to be a pretty gruesome sight. I am a Zerg player myself, and it always pains me to see waves of Zerg fall to the evil Terran forces. We have a blue scout coming out for Ego. He is heading in the wrong direction, unfortunately for him. And these are a lot of rally points. He gets really precise with these. Oh, not sure why. You really just need one click in the base, but to each his own. And he's getting a base up, finishing a... I'm sorry, his barracks up, finishing a quick wall, while Omnispective sends Overlord, a single Overlord, out to scout, sending his drone somewhere, down to the cross position. Generally you want to scout out the side, but he has already got that covered with his Overlord. And he is going to see the SCV, but that's probably not going to matter too much. His moves were already queued. But now he should see the Spidey boat. Yes, he does. So he's probably going to swing his drone back on up to see what he can see, or he'll just leave his Overlord in there. One or the other. We have blue still queued, not finding the base, unfortunately. There's not much to scout at, though, at this point. No quick expansion, no fancy tech, just a spawning pool. And the Overlord is now getting in here, seeing all he can, as any good Overlord should. He doesn't see the barracks yet. He's probably looking for it and thinking, is there a proxy somewhere? He may not be thinking that, I don't know. I am not psychic. And I am especially not psychic through time. This Marine is going to cause serious damage to this Overlord, and it looks like he's just moving it along this way. He really needs to run it off to this cliff, because it just sucks so much to lose your Overlords early game to Marines. And I know from personal experience. We have a drone out here who might indeed kill off this SCV. That'd be kind of fun in exchange for an Overlord. But it looks like the SCV is going to get away with 3 health. Oh well. But the drone is going to keep chasing him, so maybe I'll catch him on a quick corner turn or something, if he mark goes well. And back at the base, we have speed going down. I should bring up the production tab. I will one day remember to bring this up at the beginning of the game. We have a reactor and 2 factories going down for Ego, and a expansion, the natural expansion, going up for Omni. Along with, yep, I heard a couple lings. They're just so cute. They all remind me of Eddie. You have to be an Inaris fan to get it, but I'm sure anybody watching this has at least heard of Inaris. Anyway, back to everyone's view, and we see that, Ego is going for mass Hellions. This is really scary if you're a Zerg and you haven't gone for roaches. He is at least getting another queen out, but he got his fast expand, and Hellions are just wonderful against Zerg that go for fast expansions, because they have so few defenses and their drones are so spread out. It's easy to run and pick them off, run up, pick these off, and run back out. But he is spreading his creep to give all his units that speed bonus, which is very nice. We do indeed have 2 Hellions coming out, and we have a factory going down in the tech lab, so we're probably going to see some siege tanks coming out of here. Although we do have an armory going up, so we might see some Thors. Who knows? It's... Well, I do know. I was very... I said, I'm going to stop now. I'm trying not to spoil things. I just get all excited when I know things. Anyway, we have the Tech Lab selected, so we are going to see Infernal Pre-Igniters going up. And we just have more Hellions coming out of here. This is going to be pretty dangerous. He's building up quite a force of Hellions, and all Omni Spective has are Speedlings, and not even very many of them. He does have 2 Queens, and that's nice because they don't count as light units. But they're not exactly the fastest things on the planet, whatever planet this is. And we have Hellions moving out across the field. They might come in here, and there are no drones currently at the expansion, but by the time the Hellions arrive, they will be out here. We do have a Queen to defend, but a single Queen against 5 Hellions, it's not going to stop all of them. We have a couple Speedlings and our double Queens back at the main. Hellions are coming in here. They're probably going to get oh, they're ignoring these drones. Did any of them get a kill? We'll see Noon's Lost tab. Nope, they did not. And they're probably going to get a bunch of kills here, though. Yep, there goes one drone. And he's focusing on the Zerglings, actually. There goes the second drone. So 2 drones so far. This could have been a lot more effective, honestly. It looks like just about all those kills were Zerglings. In the units lost tab. And he did lose quite a few units, although 100 of those minerals were from the initial Overlord. So 275 were lost. Probably mostly Zerglings, because it looks like most of the drones are still here. So not necessarily the best exchange, although that could have been very deadly. Okay, Infernal Pre-Igniter has now completed, so we're going to see some very scary Hellions, and a Thor is coming out. We do have a Spire going up in a very nice spot here from Omni. A lot of people don't make use of this creep drop that the Overlord has. And actually, before I realized creep tumors ever existed, this is how I always spread my creep for my buildings. And it is just an awesome way to get creep in the most ridiculous places. You could, there's this great spot on Kulas Ravine right in here. You can just drop some creep, drop a Spire, and it will be hidden the entire game. Because nobody scouts this out. Like, ever. Ever, ever. Unless you're going for a Void Ray flyby. But, he's Terran. So, this is still a very good hiding spot. And we have a creep tumor coming here to feed the Spire once the Overlord no longer chooses to. We have a lot of resources here for Omni, and 4 Queens in his main, along with 2 at his expansion. So, he is... That's pretty good defense against Hellions, although they do have the Pre-Igniter. So 2 Queens aren't going to be able to hold this all off. Once he sees this, he needs to bring his Queens down as fast as he can and run his drones away. Because, there are so many going up. Breaks my Zerg heart. Oh god. Look at all those torches. It's kind of awesome. At the same time, it's just sad. Or Zerglings. We do have a lot of Queens, though. And if they can stop this, generally, if you're a Zerg, you want to keep a spawning pool back here to block off the mineral line so that things like this don't happen. And there is no reason not to, really. Technically, it's more vulnerable to Banshee harassment, but if you get one Spore Crawler or just a Hydra or 2 back there, Banshees won't be able to do much. Anyway, the Hellions are just roasting so many drones here. This is looking pretty bad. We do have quite a few Mutas coming out, but I think Thor... Yeah, we do have a Thor out for Ego. So these Mutas aren't going to be able to do much. If they can run in, harass, run out, run in, harass, run out, they might be fine. We'd have a expansion going up. Or, I'm sorry, it's not going up. It has already completed for Ego. And that is going to help his economy immensely if he ever moves any SCVs over, ever. But he may just not have noticed that it completed yet. We have our Mutas here flying in. That's a good number of Mutas. That's what, 8 Mutas? Probably 8 Mutas can take out 1 Thor if they magic box it. But it looks like he's going straight for the workers, which is fine too. And he's getting 3, 4, 5, 6 SCV kills, which is pretty good. But Ego here pulled away his workers, which is exactly what Omni needed to do back when the Hellions attacked. And we now have 2 Thors, and the first Thor was repaired, so these Mutas have met the end of their usefulness, really. At least for now. They could attack this expansion. That would be kind of nice. The Thors are trapped by these rocks, and the Thors are trying to pound those down. We might have the mutas tear this up. We have level 2 weapons and level 1 armor coming in for the Thors, which makes them oh so much more deadly. We have the Mutalisks attacking the front door, following up, it seems like, and then going forward. And they are running away. No, I'm sorry, they're going to attack the barracks, which is just not being used. And if you get in that Zerg mindset, you think, ooh, sort of techish building, must take it down. That way you can't make units. But no, it's a production building. And I occasionally make this mistake, because I'm a pretty newbie player. But if he's not using his barracks, then he doesn't need it. It's not like it's a Hydralisk den, where if you destroy it, he can't make any more Hydralisks ever, until he gets a new one up. Okay, so that attack wasn't that great. He did get a few SCVs, but it could have gone better. That is a lot of queens.